Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Robin and this is my channel, Lady Robins. In case you're interested, you can find me on 2 social media platforms. If you're interested, I'm also Lady Robins on Instagram. So welcome to each and every one of you. I am really happy that you're here, whether you're a brand new viewer or a returning friend and subscriber. Welcome to all of you. I enjoy sitting around, having a little chat with you and talking about my favorite hobby, which is cross stitch. So I have been up to all sorts of nonsense since last we got together, so we'll go through the nonsense together. I can't think of anything else that I need to do in terms of a as an intro, so let's just start and talk about all the junk that's on my desk. There's a lot of it, and it's only been 3 weeks since my last video, so I'm not exactly sure why there's so much stuff sitting here, but there is, so let's go through it, shall we? Okay, grab your beverage. I've got mine. This is one of those Starbucks You Are Here mugs that have been since discontinued, but as you know, I adore these things. And my beverage of choice this morning is hot water. Apparently I'm in a lazy mood and I can't even be bothered to whip up a latte, so hot water it is. But that's perfect because we have got a really blustery day here in the Pacific Northwest, so it feels like a good hot beverage day. I am just gonna look down and I'm just gonna pick up things as they present themselves to me. I don't know that we'll have any sort of rhyme or reason to today's FlossTube episode. I do want to start with a thank you. I got a wonderful piece of stitchy kindness from my friend Anna Bates. And if you're not watching Anna, who is Stitch Roadie on the FlossTubes, you should be watching her. She sent me this beautiful card, lovely note, and then inside it she made me this heart. Isn't it adorable? And look at the backing on that big sunflower. We know how Anna loves her sunflowers. So Anna, thank you for this. It is sitting here in the craft room, and I haven't, pinned it on a wall. It's just sitting on the desk, and I pick it up and, it catches my eye and it makes me think of you and it makes me happy. So thank you for thinking of me and doing that. That was super kind. I really, really appreciate that. So thank you to Anna. Okay, I have had kind of, I don't know if an off month or an off 3 weeks is the way to phrase it, but I've done less stitching than normal, but I still have a whole bunch of stuff on the desk. So there's still stuff to show. There's whips to talk about and progress to talk about. But I thought before I did that, I thought I'd talk about Whip Go. So last month, well, I guess it's still this month, it's February, my Whip Go calls, and I'm kind of doing a slightly different take on Whip Go. If you're not familiar with Whip Go, go watch Jessie Marie Does Stuff. She is the person who created this wonderful idea that we all follow. But Jessie creates a bingo board and she calls 2 numbers a month, and then you get to decide what goes in your squares. And so for me, instead of putting whip after whip after whip in all the squares, I filled mine with more tasks. So for February, I don't know if you can even see it here, my task was to bobbinate my DMC. Now luckily I didn't put bobbinate all my DMC because I didn't quite accomplish that, but I know a lot of people are floss droppers, and I think if I had known about floss away bags back in the day, I probably would have floss awayed my DMC, but that wasn't where I started. I started bobbinating my DMC, and so I just kept going. However, I want to show you that I have done lots of bobbinating, and I actually did most of this yesterday. had a video call with a couple of girlfriends, which was super fun. Hi Lynn, hi Sumi. And we sat there and chatted for about 2 hours. And while I was doing that, I was just winding up DMC, and you know, I still have plenty to go, but it feels good to get that task started, and hopefully I will continue on that trend, because there are so many times when I'm convinced I've got I've got that DMC color, but I don't know where it's at. And a lot of times if I am starting a project and I only have half a skein, I'll go and buy a full skein just so I don't run out, and, you know, double check that the colors are, you know, close, so I don't have a big jump in color as I'm going along. So anyway, because of that, I have just got tons and tons and tons of extras. And because I have so many extras, I had to buy another box. And I don't think you really care that I was going to hold up my box, but who cares? You know, they look like this, right? So I had to go, I had to run out to Michael's yesterday, and I had to buy more cards and another box, and I still have bobbinating to do. But that was my one of my February whip go calls. So I feel like I've made a start, and I can cross that off my list. What I haven't been able to do is my second whip go call, and I'm bound and determined that this afternoon I'm going to complete it. But my second February whip go call, I put down here, I don't know if you can see it, is stitch on a blackwork piece. Now I only have 2 blackwork pieces in my stash, and they're both from Peppermint Purple, and that is their band sampler. And I started it, and I think blackwork is fascinating, and so there is my little teeny tiny start. And I'm like, I really need to work on that. So I have put that on my whip go board, and I just haven't worked on it. And so I thought, well, let's make a little progress on that. The other one that I'm working on is they've got this was a year of blackwork Sal, and this was probably from 2022, I think, or maybe even 2021. And so I've got more done on that one. Then I'll show you where I'm at on that. And I'm just doing kind of a rainbow progression as I go down. So again, super fun, never get to it. And so I thought, there are whips that I want to get finished, and this is actually one of them. I would really like to get that rainbow blackwork up and on the wall somewhere in my house. So I've got to get that kind of, you know, dusted off and back in the rotation. I do kind of forget it's there because I just never get to it. So I have 2 days to finish my second whip go call. So I think I can do it. I think there's 48 hours. There's still 48 hours before February is over. I think I can get to it. For March, my whip go calls are super easy. And number 1, March's calls are 1 and 10, and 1 is fully finish a piece. I have plenty of pieces to choose from, so no problem there. The biggest problem is just, you know, getting my rear end in gear, because FFOing is not my favorite thing, as we've talked about before. And then number 10 is stitch on a whip, and I think the whip I'm going to stitch on is also blackwork, because once I've dusted it off, I want to keep making progress. So that's my whip go, my current whip go and my March whip go coming up. So I'm looking forward to those tasks. The other thing that I've done is I completed my magazine monthly cross stitch challenge. I did my little cross stick, and I thought we could just go through my my pieces on on my acrostic. Words are hard, right? So that's where all my stitching has been this month, and some of it has been, you know, I always put down a little teeny tiny number so I complete it, and then a lot of times I blow past that number because I'm having so much fun. But I find if I put like, I'm gonna stitch 500 stitches on every piece, it never happens because it feels like I'm never gonna get there. And so if I put down 100, which is what I put, then I get it knocked off, and then I continue because I'm having so much fun. So things that were on WIPGO this month, I did cardinal points as one of my calls, and I worked on this a lot at the beginning of the month. But what I want to point out is down here, I've got one more bunch of flowers, and that's the bottom edge. So I have got one side, you know, that close to being completed. So I've made some significant progress on cardinal points this month, and so I'm really happy with where I am at on this guy. So this is a piece that is on my list of things I want to finish in 2024. So because of that, cardinal points has ended up on my March magazine monthly challenge acrostic board as well. In fact, I put it on there twice. So I will have plenty of good stitching coming up on cardinal points. And let's see what else is out here. Let's see, there's that. Oh, you guys, I'm so excited. My grandniece's bee birth sampler that I've been working on, I have completed everything except her name and, you know, the stats in that middle box. And this is a chart. I was trying to find the cover photo. Here it is. There it is. This is by the Historical Sampler Company. And so I am charting the info in the middle here. So let me show you where I'm at on this. And so this, I'm thinking, look at that. Isn't that cool? So I just have her stats to go in the interior, and then I will press it. I will cut foam core. My husband will make a frame, and then we will pack it up and ship it off to her. So it is, you know, really super close to a finish. So yeah, I just have that one little box. And yeah, you can see I've been, you know, charting the, what I decided to do, my sister suggested this, is the third line is, I think the length, you know, how long the baby was when she was born. And my sister said, nobody asks you, how long was she when she was born? But everybody asks you, when was she born? What time, you know, was she a morning baby? Was she in the afternoon? And so I'm going to chart the time that she was born, and I'm going to put that as the third element in the stat box. And I think that's really a great idea, because I was just thinking, you know, about myself. I know that when I was born, I know I was 4 pounds, 5 ounces, and I'm pretty sure I was born in the morning, but my mom doesn't know anymore. You know, it's part of the whole, you know, dementia thing. She just, you know, those stats just aren't there. So I thought, yeah, that is something that people ask you, when was the baby born? So, yeah, so my sister was very smart to suggest that, because, you know, 19 inches, 20 inches, 21 inches, nobody's all that interested in that stuff. So that's what I'm going to do. I thought that was super smart. Okay, so that was also on my February acrostic. So that is, we're rounding the horn on that one. So I should have a finish on that really shortly. So we did that. What else did I stitch on? Oh, I stitched on, you guys, I haven't stitched on this forever. I broke out my Owl Forest Hyperborea kit. Remember this one? Yeah, finally got some stitching done on that. So what I was able to do way down here in the bottom is this kind of edge to this wonderful building, and then I'm just starting on this stuff right here. I don't know if that shows up very well. So kind of a swirly, you know, what do they call it? Almost like a Celtic knot pattern in that section. So I'm starting on that, and it was interesting. So I had like 2 sections of the Celtic knot, and then I realized that at one point, like within the first 7 stitches that I had put in, I had, instead of going 2 over 2, I'd done a 3 over 2. So I had to back it all out because there's no way to fudge that, especially being as it's like the bottom edge of the piece. You know, your eye went right to it. So I did some stitching, and then I did some unstitching. So I've also put this on my acrostic for March, because now that I've touched it, I want to keep working on it, because oh gosh, it's so pretty. I love all the motifs, and yeah, it's just fun. Also in my February acrostic, I worked on Huckleberry Farm. Yep, Huckleberry Farm came out, so there we are. This is a departure for me, because this is 36 count 1 over 2. I usually stitch 32 count 2 over 2, so I do have to kind of retrain my brain when I pick this up, but once I get going, then I'm good. And my stitching is, I'm putting in the next kind of big box. I have not fixed our little bear yet. I just wanted to do stitching. I didn't want to do unstitching. So I need to slide that guy over, but I just wanted to work on something easy peasy. I was watching, what was I watching last night? I was watching, oh, the new Avatar on Netflix. If you've been an Avatar fan, like our family has been, yeah, this is a really great adaptation of those Avatar graphic novels, and I think all the casting is really good. Like the gentleman they have playing Sokka, spot on. I'm like, if he was walking down the street, I'd be like, oh, there goes Sokka. I mean, really good casting. So if you need something to watch on Netflix and you like Avatar, you might want to give it a try. So anyway, back to Huckleberry Farm. I'll have to see. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure I've got that on my March acrostic, which we'll go through as well. The other things, let's see here, was my silver needle Circle of Friends, which last time I showed you that I had finished it, but I have not FFO'd it. But that's okay. No shame in my game. I'll get there when I get there. And then I worked on Winter Woods and the Be Thankful, the cute turkey from the Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine, and those are right behind me, so I'm gonna grab them for us. There's the turkey, and let's see here. And I don't see that I printed out a cover sheet, but that's okay. You've seen that a couple of times. So I got all the way to the corner. So this is as wide as it will be. So yeah, super fun. I'm really enjoying this. This is Edinburgh natural linen. And this is also 36 count. I'm changing it up, you guys. I'm doing some 36 count here every once in a while. And yeah, I'm having a good time. I'm having a really good time working on that. I don't think I got the turkey on my March acrostic. We'll double check together, but that's okay. It's, you know, it's a fall piece, so there are other things I want to get finished sooner. And then I didn't see Winter Woods over there, so we can check back in on that next time. I did allow myself a new start. So what did I start? I was inspired by Helen D. Hi Helen, if you're watching. She, what did she call it? She got a hashtag, get ready for Market Sal. And she's like, go through your charts and start something that you bought last year at market and you just haven't gotten to. Well, I didn't buy this at market last year. I bought this chart 3 years ago at least, and every spring I'm like, oh, I need to do that, and then, you know, spring comes and I'm like, oh, I'll do it next year. So what am I talking about? I decided to start, this is an older chart by Hands On Design, and I decided more chocolate bunnies. Life needs more chocolate bunnies. It has got to be stitched. I have, like I said, I have had this for quite a while, maybe 2, maybe 3 years in my stash. I just thought, you know what? I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna give myself a new start and we're gonna have fun with it. And so I'm working on bunnies. Yep, I'm working on bunnies. And they're adorable. And this is also 36 count Edinburgh natural linen. In fact, I had a big piece of this that I started the turkey on, and I thought this would be really pretty for the bunnies. So I just cut myself off a little piece and I started it, and that is on my March acrostic. So I'm looking forward to that. I've got to go grab something and I'll be right back. Hold on. Okay, thanks for being patient with me. All right, I am back and I picked up the thing I'd forgotten. And while I was out there, I did run across Winter Woods. So I thought we could look at Winter Woods also. And in case you don't remember, this is a Sal by Satsuma Street. And let's see here, I think I've got, yep, I did find a cover photo with all of the blocks. So that's gonna be gorgeous when that's finished. I love those colors. Jody Rice is just a master of color. And I'm actually doing this on a 28 count. And let's show you the front. So I've only started the making progress on the first little square. I still have 3 out of the 4 to go, so it'll be a while on this one, but I completed this and I'm starting the next one, which will have that really pretty bear in it. So that's where I got to in February on Winter Woods. So that was fun. To see some significant progress on that guy. In terms of stitching, I touched a lot of stuff. I think that's everything that I did this month. So yeah, I've got good stitching coming up. I thought, do I have my, yes, I have my March acrostic here, and I'll just tell you what I'm gonna do. So the acrostic for March, the theme is a bird's eye view, and I'm going to do Harbor Haven as kind of my focus for the bird's eye view, because it does feel to me like on that particular piece, yeah, it is far away. It's not really zoomed in. So I thought Harbor Haven would be a really good choice for the theme for March. And then our acrostic is hot air balloon. And the super challenge is to do hot air balloon, but you're only required to have a completion for the month just to do balloon. I have decided I'm not taking on the super challenge because I have lots of great pieces I want to touch throughout the month of March. So I'm going to just give myself a little grace and only do balloon. So for my balloon, B in balloon is a blackbird piece, that mouse around the house, or mouse without a house, or house without a mouse, however that goes, which I've seen before. The A in balloon, I struggled. I'm like, how? I don't have any charts that begin with an A. And, you know, I thought about it. Well, I could have done like Alma from Blackbird Design, but I'd already done mouse. So I thought, A, adventures in farming. So I can work on my Huckleberry farm. So yeah, I'm gonna have some adventures in farming so I can continue to make progress on that. The 2 L's in balloon, I'm doing the same thing for both prompts. I'm doing cardinal points, which is a long dog design. So I thought, yeah, that works for me. L for long dog. Okay, for the O in balloon, for the first O, I'm doing Life Needs More Chocolate Bunnies because it's a hands-on design chart, so I'm going for that. And then the second O, I'm going for Hyperborea, which is by Owl Forest. So I figured that worked too. And then for the N, I'm giving myself another new start, and I don't know what it is. And let me show you what my choices are. I have two things that came in the mail this month. I did a little purchasing. The first thing is my Silver Needle, A Little Help from Our Friends Stitching Circle Kit, and this one is by Scarlet House. Look at this. Isn't that pretty? Flowers and Friendships. And so it comes with everything. It comes with, you know, the fabric, the flosses. It's got the cute little pins, which, you know, when I look at the front, I don't even see the pins in there, but they're great. And then it's got the little rickrack trim. So that's one choice for a new start. And then the other one, I ordered a kit from Farm Girl Dry Goods. I ordered one of the new Brenda Gervais with a needle and thread. I ordered Hello Spring. And same thing, you know, it's got the fabric, it's got the rickrack, all the threads. And look at, it's got a little bird flosser. Isn't that cute? So anyway, these are my choices of what I'm going to use for N for new start. So leave me a comment. What do you guys think I should jump on and start this month? I'd be curious to know. So those are my choices for new start. I was going to flash in my book of days. I don't know why I thought I should do that, because I guess that's what we do. You can see there probably were days in here that I stitched and I, you know, just never, you know, ran in here and wrote it down. But there were also a number of days where I just didn't stitch. So I'm hoping to change that trend in March. And as you can see, I only had one finish. I filmed a FlossTube. And then I do usually highlight the new starts. I think I highlight them in green. So I haven't highlighted my new bunnies, or my chocolate bunnies, but I'll get there. I'll do that. then the other thing I have just a little bit more purchasing that I've done, just a tiny bit. I went up to Threadneedle Street, which is the closest needlework store to my house, but I also consider Acorns and Threads my L&S as well. And we went up there close to Valentine's Day, and I really wanted a Valentine's Day stitch, and I just felt like I just had to have pink fabric. So I picked up this, and it is a discontinued color, but it's called, oh brother, something blush. I can't quite read it. Well, it doesn't really matter because it's discontinued, and I was gonna, it's a pretty big piece. It's 18 by 27, so Lynn and I are gonna split that. And then the other thing I just felt like my stash needed was some baby blue, and so I picked up this 32 count. It's called Ice Blue. And then I was hoping for a little vintage country mocha, because I can always use that, but she was out of it. So I ended up digging through her stash of Picture This Plus. Yes, Picture This Plus. Oh. And I picked up Doubloon, which that's pretty vintage country mocha-like. So I can fill back in my stash of that. I picked up a couple packs of needles. I didn't buy any charts because, as we know, market is coming. And the other thing that I haven't done is I haven't pre-ordered a thing for market, because the things that I'm interested in are not market exclusive. So, you know, I want the new Frosty Tiny Town, doesn't everybody? Lindy Stitches has a new, she called it a companion piece to the Beachcomber, but it has all sorts of like foresty animals in it. I loved it. I think it's got some butterflies. Anyway, that's another one that's on my list that I would really like. What else? I can't remember. But it, you know, again, none of these charts are exclusives. I have plenty of stitch. I have lots of things that I really want to finish. And so I thought, you know what? I think Acorns and Threads will probably have a market release day where, you know, they put all the stuff that they drug home from market. And so I thought, well, I'll probably just you know, make a trip down to Acorns and shop there once all of that is out. I'm hoping they have a market day. They did that a couple of years ago, and it was super fun, and I spent way too much. Because all you have to do is have somebody, you know, hold up a chart and say, what do you think of that? Isn't that amazing? And I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to have it. And I'm trying to be not so grabby. But we'll see what happens. But anyway, back to my my really local needlework shop, Threadneedle Street in Issaquah, Washington. You guys, if you are looking for a Picture This Plus fabric, she has tons of it up there. Tons. If there is something you can't find, I would suggest call Denise at Threadneedle Street. I'll put her contact information in the description box in below this FlossTube, because I could not believe the stuff that she had up there. I mean, just, it felt like everything. You know, like my, I really like the greeny one that I did Frankenstein on, Verdal. Is that what it was? I think so. Anyway, you know, she had that in 2 or 3 different counts. So yeah, don't forget about Threadneedle Street. Denise is a one-woman show, so a lot of times if she's in the middle of you know, helping you cut fabric or check things out, she will not abandon you in the store. She will let the phone go to voicemail, but I've heard her calling people back. So she's very responsive. So don't forget about Threadneedle Street. She's really a great resource. Okay, so the last thing I wanted to do was just talk about reading, right? And I jumped into Barnes & Noble yesterday, and I was like, oh, I've got to get the latest Just Cross Stitch magazine. There have been a ton of flip throughs, and there's so many great things. Like, I let my subscription to Just Cross Stitch lapse because I wasn't inspired to stitch most of the things that were in the in those other issues. This issue, you guys, I want to stitch pretty much everything, starting with Blossom by Blossom. Have you looked at this issue? This is so cool. And what I really like is there's some specialty stitches in here, and I'm really feeling the need to up my game when I'm stitching, not just do charts that only have cross stitch, but charts that have specialty stitches. So that was the first thing that caught my attention. The other thing that caught my attention was Tulip Trio. We all know how I love tulips, so yes, please, I'll be stitching that. And then there's a sweet little sampler in here from Ray Niles, who is the Red Barns sampler? Sorry Ray, if that's not right. Oh my gosh, and look at this. Okay, speaking of black work, you guys, Clover black work. Did you see this? Oh man. I gotta stitch this sooner than later. Just phenomenal. I loved it. So anyway, I was really inspired by the things I saw in this magazine. And then of course there's you know, the Hummingbird's Garden. Yeah, how can you not like that Carol Manning design? Yeah, I know that Carolyn Zook of C Zook Stitch is going to start a stitch along, and I am tempted, Carolyn. I am so tempted. Yeah. Oh, here it is. Here's the cute little sampler from Ray Niles. So anyway, you guys, this issue is amazing. I really liked it, and like I said, there's tons of stitchy goodness in there. Okay, so what was the other thing I picked up at Barnes & Noble? I picked up the latest Kristen Hanna, The Women. Kristen Hanna, for me, I either love her stuff or it's blah. I'm hoping this is a love it. I loved the Four Winds. I loved the Nightingale. There's a couple older ones that were just completely blah for me, but I am absolutely completely ready for a new Kristen Hanna, and I hope I love it. And if I do, I'll tell you. And if I don't, I'll tell you that too. But anyway, that's what I'm reading. That's what I'm going to be reading here in just a minute or two. All right, I think that's enough. I think we've spent plenty of time together. I enjoy our time, so have a great stitchy time. Stitch happy, my friends, and I will see you when I see you. Okay, bye.